Ponyfans.com, joined by wide receivers coach Jeff Reinebold. And coach, you've had a couple of starters banged up this year a little bit with Cole Beasley and Keenan Holman. And their replacements, Derek Thompson and Jeremy Johnson, have stepped in and done a pretty good job. Has either of them exceeded what you expected out of them when you put them in the lineup?
No, not really, because we anticipate that every guy that we have can play. And I think if you go into the season with that in mind, we've developed those kids over their time here into being players. And we have a saying around here, next pony up. So when somebody goes down, that's part of football. You're going to lose guys. Everybody loses guys, but the next guy has to go in and play at a level better than the guy that played before him, and that's what those guys have done. Each of those guys has made serious contributions, and each of them has grown tremendously by going through that experience.
Two of your best, Beasley and Darius Johnson. Cole Beasley didn't play at all against TCU. Darius came out of it a little bit banged up. Do you expect them to be in the lineup Saturday?
I'm encouraged by where they're at right now. We'll see as we get closer to game day. But as of right now, I'm going into it with the mindset that those guys will be playing for us.
So that makes this the perfect time to have had the bye week, right?
Now, actually, any time you're in the middle of the season and you can get a bye week is a good time because you're going to accumulate bumps and bruises through training camp. And then, we've had a rough stretch. You start with Texas A&M, then, you've got to play physical people all through that first 5 games, and it's time now to get a little rest.
Jeremy Johnson played well against TCU. Derek Thompson has done well in Keenan Holman's place. How do you deal with the fact that somebody's going to have to go back to a reserve role?
Well, I think each of these guys understands they have a role, and that role gets defined each week. And your role one week may be to be the starter and be the go-to guy, and the next week it may be to be a guy that can come off the bench and give us great play. And I think the good thing about that is that guys like Jeremy have now been tested under fire and made big plays in big games, and that bodes well for the future. Now, I think that for us, we can be more comfortable playing more guys, and that's never been something that we've done particularly. Even going back to the Hawaii days, we've never been a team that played more than 4, maybe 5 in a game. But now you look, as soon as Keenan comes back, I feel real confident that we've got 3 outside receivers that can play. Darius Holman gets better every day. That gives us a 4th guy that's ready to play. And inside, Cole Lofton has started games for us. Jeremy's now started and won a big game for us. And then D's and B's are both, 2 of the best receivers in this league. So we've got some depth now, which is a nice liberty to have.
So would you prefer to be able to rotate fresh guys in? I mean, it's always been sort of the MO of your coaching staff to go with 4 guys and run them all day, hasn't it?
Well, I think anytime you can play a number of guys, it's good because everybody gets to feel like they're contributing, even if their contribution may be 5, 10, 15 plays in a game, but everybody's contributing. And everybody's playing faster, harder, longer because of the fact they don't have to play 85 plays in a game.
Now, Coach Jones has said a couple of times that UCF's cornerback, Josh Robinson, may be the best corner you see all year. What is it about him, when you look at him on film, and again, having played him last year, what is it about him that makes him really stand out?
He's got what all great corners have, which is tremendous closing speed. And he plays with, I don't know the kid personally, but he plays with a confidence level that the great ones all have. He'll get beat on a play and it doesn't affect him. He'll come right back and compete again. And he is a guy that will stick his nose in there. Now there are some corners in the that are playing that won't hit you. This kid will hit you. He can cover you. He's tough. He's disciplined. Plays the ball well. There are a lot of things that he does extremely well.
Now, he may be the headliner, but they've obviously got some other guys back there. A lot of new faces since the last time SMU faced them. What's your impression of the rest of the secondary? Are there anyone else who stands out?
I think when you look at a team like Central Florida and you look at a team like SMU, you're talking about teams that recruit primarily from 2 of the best hotbeds of high school football, Florida and Texas. And so they have a lot of good football players because there are a lot of good football players in the state of Florida. We have, I think, a lot of good football players because there are a lot of good football players in the state of Texas. So this is going to be a fun game to be a part of. There are no guys out there that you can single out on that defense and say, well, there's a guy we're going to go after, because they're sound and solid and really, really well coached. George O'Leary does a great job with the whole program. But John Scladani, who I've known since he was a college coach at the University of Maine, is really, really a good football coach. They don't do a lot on defense, but they do it extremely well, and they're very disciplined and very, very, very physical.
One of the most visible changes on their defense is the fact that Bruce Miller, their all-time sacks leader, finally graduated. And obviously how the defensive line goes in terms of getting pressure affects what you can do downfield. What's the key to attacking UCF as far as through the air?
Well, I think every week's the same. You have to be able to protect the quarterback, because if we can protect the quarterback well enough and keep him on 2 feet, JJ's proven that he can make the right decisions and make the right throws and get the ball there. And our guys have proven that they can catch the football. So it all really begins and ends with the up front guys. If we can protect the football and protect the quarterback, then we're going to have some success against them. The good thing about that, Steve, is the fact that if you look at us and say, okay, what's the strength of your offense? I'm going to say the 5 offensive linemen. All seniors, all veterans, all been through a lot of battles together. And so that's a great place to start from.
A couple of your players have admitted that last time you saw them, the conference title was on the line, came up short, and they've been thinking about these guys over the summer and as they get ready for this year. As a coach or as a coaching staff, do you allow last year's matchup to go into your preparation at all this year?
Only from the standpoint of analyzing their personnel and their schemes. Last year was last year. Last year's team's gone. Last year's team, stopped playing after the game against Army. So this year's team is a whole new challenge. It's a whole new situation. It's a whole new, set of things on the line for us. Frank Gann said it yesterday in his meeting. He said it extremely well. This is the biggest game of the year because it's the biggest game we play this week. And so we can't play last week. The TCU game's over with, and next week Southern Miss is coming. But right now, all we have control of is how we prepare and how ultimately we go out and play on Saturday against UCF.